For the first time ever, the Carolina Hurricanes franchise will play a hockey game in the Pacific Northwest when they take on the Seattle Kraken at Climate Pledge Arena, right in the shadow of the Space Needle in Seattle, Washington. For the Canes, there'll be some familiar faces. Morgan Geekie in the lineup for the Kraken, who leads them down the middle. But for Carolina, Tony DeAngelo has been red hot on this road trip. Can he help Carolina slay the Kraken? The eye of the Kraken looking in from outside Climate Pledge Arena. Happy Thanksgiving Eve to everyone out there as the Hurricanes take on Seattle for the first time in both organizations' history. For the Carolina Hurricanes road trip so far, a win at Vegas, a win at Anaheim, a win in Los Angeles, and then a point against the San Jose Sharks. Can the Hurricanes keep this successful road trip rolling here against a team in their infancy who seems to be finding their sea legs, pun intended, Chip Tracy? But let's focus on the Carolina Hurricanes. What stood out to you for this team collecting 7 of 8 points so far?
Well, I mean, first of all, it's very impressive. 7 of 8 and dating back to the win over St. Louis at home, 9 in the last 10. But your first visit playing a new team in the league, I think it comes at the right time to energize the group when you can see the finish line of the trip. Yeah. It's no secret there are ties between the two teams that are motivational ties. And so I think the Hurricanes, who particularly impressed me at practice yesterday, are going to be up for this game.
Someone who's always motivated to win is the captain, Jordan Staal. Another season where he just continues to lead by example for this club.
Yeah, when I think of his entire journey as a Hurricane, going all the way back, I remember being at his wedding when he got traded to Carolina because he wanted to play with his brother, Eric. This was an early situation where Eric stood up for his brother, Jordan. I always wish they would experience Hurricanes greatness together. That didn't happen, unfortunately. But just as Eric was a tremendous leader for this team, Jordan is everything you want. 1000th game ceremony, that was moving last year, and he just continues to really meet and exceed every facet of what you want in the leader on and off the ice of a very proud franchise, Mike.
And earlier tonight, Tripp caught up with the Canes leader, Captain Jordan Staal.
Jordan, congratulations on 600 games as a Carolina Hurricane. Knowing where you being a part of it, this team once was and where it is now, on Thanksgiving Eve, what makes you most grateful to be the leader of this team?
Obviously, just this group of guys. I mean, it's always been a pleasure battling with these guys. We got a great group of young kids that get it, and it's just been a lot of fun grinding it out.
You practiced here yesterday and this morning, new building. Any strong observations?
The building, it looks awesome. Really cool atmosphere already, obviously, as you can tell, and looks like it's gonna be a great crowd tonight, and it'll be fun for the group.
Finally, you've already had a successful road trip. Do you have to say anything as you get closer to the finish line to make sure the urgency and focus remains the same?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one game at a time. We're trying to bank points as much as we can, and we got a group that if we're willing to show up and work hard every night, we're going to have a chance, and tonight's no different.
Thanks, Jordan. Good luck.
All right, thanks.
Well, here is the chronology of Jordan Staal with Carolina, June 22nd, 2012. While at his wedding, that's when he got traded to the Hurricanes. And then that magical night, April 25th, 2013, when he played with both of his brothers, Eric and Jared Staal, for Carolina. And then on April 26, 2019, the first of his 3 career playoff overtime goals in a Canes uniform, helping the Canes to postseason success. September 29th, 2019, named the captain outright for this Hurricanes franchise. His 1,000th game in the NHL played on April 12th, 2021. And by the way, he just played his 600th game as a member of the Carolina Hurricanes on Monday night in San Jose. So we know the ties for Jordan Staal here. We also know that there's a lot of ties, as you've just hinted at, with the Kraken to the Canes locker room. We won't see Hayden Fleury tonight, but we will see Morgan Geekie. And man, did he make a debut with the Carolina Hurricanes.
Well, I remember this Sunday afternoon game, which was a very important win. Well, right before the COVID pause, couple of goals, had a goal right before the pause, the next game in Detroit. I'm happy for him. Taken by the Kraken in expansion, I'll tell you why. The Hurricanes have risen to a level where he wasn't going to get a chance in Carolina. He'll get a chance here in Seattle.
Well, both both these players have gotten a chance. We won't see the 7th overall pick from 2014 tonight, Hayden Fleury, but Morgan Geekie with those 2 goals in his debut against Pittsburgh, 6 goals, 7 assists for the Canes. It's the first time ever the Canes have played in Seattle, and we can't wait to bring it to you here on Valley Sports South.
Puck drop versus Seattle Kraken is next.
Make today.
Time ever, the Canes take on the Kraken. Frederik Andersen gets the start, 11-2-0 on the season, 1 shutout already, and he's 2-0 on this road trip for the Hurricanes. He'll be going up against Philip Grubauer for the Kraken, 5-8-1 on the season, and as you see, an .882 save percentage. The Carolina Hurricanes getting ready for their first ever matchup here against this expansion team. Jordan Staal will take the draw at center ice, and it'll be won back by Carolina. Brett Pesce will flip it on in where Grubauer will play it in the trapezoid behind his net. Jesper Fausto cuts off the exit, gets the puck down low to Staal. Now he'll throw it to the blue paint. Faust in his skates. Brady Shea jumps up for a play. Instead, he'll retreat. And now pass too far for Jaden Schwartz, icing on Seattle.
As we take a look at the forward lines for this hockey game, Steve Lawrence re-enters the lineup, and we'll see if it translates. It usually does. I'm telling you, Mike, everything that he shot yesterday in practice and then this morning found the back of the net.
Always happy to be back on the ice, and he is right now on a line with Vincent Trocheck and Teuvo Teravainen. As the puck's kept in, Trocheck bats at it, but the Kraken punch it forward, and Schwartz works his way through. His shot right on, and Grubauer deflects that out of play, and we can look at the injuries and scratches now.
Well, the Hurricanes I mentioned in the open, that's why Geekie moves on. The Hurricanes have risen to a point they have more organizational depth than they ever have. Derek Stepan is the healthy extra, no fault of his own, and Ethan Bear, who played his entire Western Hockey League career here in Seattle. We hope we see him soon. And I know how much he was looking forward to playing in this building. He will be missed.
Absolutely. Our thoughts go out to Ethan Bear, who is in the COVID protocol, and you know how much he would have loved to have been a part of this. The Canes would like to get this game started quickly, as Teravainen will throw the puck to Trocheck in the corner. And we'll get a mass of humanity coming after it, and the Canes will get it down low for Lawrence. Back to Teravainen. He'll go up top, D'Angelo to Slavin. Slavin's wrister doesn't get through. Now Lawrence skate to stick his shot. Grubauer has to use the blocker to make the save. Carolina jumping to the puck. It's D'Angelo. His shot off the side of the net. Slavin gets it right back. Throwing it down low for Trocheck. Trocheck absorbs a hit. Slavin trying to keep it in at the point. Can't, as Seattle will exit the zone. Stretch pass intended for Johansson. And now it'll be Eberle, leading goal scorer for Seattle. Trying to force a turnover. Slavin gets some help, and Carolina will clear. And we're 90 seconds gone by here in Seattle at Climate Pledge Arena. Thanks for joining us here tonight on Valley Sports South. Now a turnover by the Canes, but the pass was thrown away by Mason Appleton, making his first appearance in 11 games. He is out with a lower body injury, and now Carolina is offside, so we get a look at Rod Brindamore.
Well, it makes me think because Rod playing in Seattle, coaching in Seattle for the first time, and former Hurricanes general manager and his teammate Ron Francis here. And I can't help but say to myself, and Ron did some good things. It was my privilege calling his games as a captain and a player. But Tom Dundon and Don Waddell did something that there were opportunities to do so, and that was to hire Rod Brindamore. Also an organizational choice of who your captain is. They also, Rod named Justin Williams captain, and these were central decisions as to where the Hurricanes are at, and love seeing it right now.
Now Aho with a shot, but that is deflected. Couldn't get through, and Mason Appleton feathers the puck in. Frederik Andersen will play it around. Martinuk throws it to the Canes blue line and out, where it'll be picked up by Aho. He'll slide it over to Jarvis. Jarvis, spinorama move, loses his edge though as he was working against Susie. But Slavin jumps in from the point to keep it in. Now the puck's detected. It's Jarvis's shot, and that'll be deflected out of play. And now we get a look at Dave Haxtell, the head coach in the first season here with the Seattle Kraken.
Well, he's a former Philadelphia Flyer head coach, most recently a member of the Toronto coaching staff, flourished with North Dakota collegiately. And what he liked most about their win the other night over Washington, they gave up the first goal, but the next 3 or 4 shifts afterwards, They didn't change their game, and they were eventually rewarded.
Well, for this Kraken team, they're just 5-12-1 on the season, but 4-6 at home. Meanwhile, the Hurricanes 8-1-1 on the road, coming off of that 2-1 overtime loss in San Jose on Monday. Now Blackwell into the corner for the Kraken, into the Kane zone. Natchez tries to deflect it out. That'll be kept in by Jamie Alexiak. His shot goes wide of Anderson's net. Now, bounce off the boards is corralled by Jonas Donskoy, but his backhander misses everything, and Carolina looking to clear. As Slavin throws it to the middle of the ice, but Morgan Geekie, the former Kane, gets to it. He's taken off the puck, and the Canes will clear. Seattle's offside. Stretch pass intended for Niederreiter from D'Angelo. He'll deflect it into the Seattle zone. Now Kotkaniemi battling Donskoy. Kotkaniemi giving a hard shove there by Jamie Alexiak. And now it'll just be eased into the Kane zone where Geekie plays it around. 16:45 to go here in the first period. Natchez leaves it for Pesce, but Seattle intercepts. Adam Larson throw the puck down low. It'll be worked around by Jaden Schwartz. Schwartz stopping and starting. Being worked over by Pesce. The Canes will get to it, but Brady Shea is going to send this a little too far, icing against the Hurricanes, and face-off coming back into the Canes end.
Freddie Anderson re-enters the net, and you hope he just continues his flat-out brilliance. And I spoke to him last night about his impressions after practice yesterday of a new building. He's such a meticulous pro. He said the ice was very good, the lighting very, very good. Made a good early save on Jaden Schwartz, who I thought might have been Seattle's best player in their last game.
I got a chance to walk around the concourse. A lot of amenities here. You can understand why the fans like it. It's been so highly thought of early going. Now the Canes turn the puck over Everly. Now it's to the side of the net, and that'll jump over the top of Anderson's cage. Seattle hanging on to the puck. Alex Wenberg, former Blue Jacket and Florida Panther. He's having a good season here as now the puck will get Soucy. Is shot right on Anderson with the save, and the Canes will clear.
He booted that puck on his blocker into the high slot for a reason. It was not a juicy rebound. He knew where to deposit it. His blocker's been great this year.
Now Seattle throws the pass forward, but that misses Wenberg, icing against the Kraken. So 4 minutes, 9 seconds gone by here in the first period. The Pacific Northwest in an offensive zone draw coming up for the Hurricanes.
It's been a joy to watch Freddie Anderson play. I'll tell you that. Nanti Ranta did a very fine job the other night. Aho, who was Carolina's best face-off man in San Jose, gets an early crack here.
So Aho will take the draw against Wenberg. Wenberg will push the puck back where Vince Dunn, former St. Louis Blue, tries to get to it, but Aho with the steal to Martinook. Martinook has it chopped away by Soucy, and the Kraken look to exit, and they will. The man who was one time traded for Eric Stahl. It's Marcus Johansson throwing the puck into the Hurricane zone. That was last season as Eric Stahl went to Buffalo. Johansson went to Minnesota. Now Aho takes a bump in the corner. Martinook will get the puck to the back for Slavin. Slavin to Martinook, back to Slavin. He's got a lane, his shot, that deflects and goes just wide. Tanev got a boot to that. Don't think it made it all the way down to Grubauer. Now Carolina has to tag up. And they'll go for a change as Slavin and company head to the bench after getting the puck deep into the Seattle end. Now pass off the boards to Tanev. Tanev lays the puck back, but Teravainen with a block of the shot of Larson. It's kept in by Lauzon, but he'll give it right away to Teravainen. He'll push the puck to Lawrence, trying to return the feed to Teravainen. Not enough sauce on that, and the Kraken skate away. Now it was Blackwell just getting as far as the Canes blue line. Teravainen will help Carolina push the puck back into the Kraken zone.
Good stick at the center red line first from Cole and just recently by Smith.
Now Trocheck with a nifty pass from Teravainen and his shot off the mark. Right back to Trocheck. Up top, it's Pesce. Canes get it down low for Lawrence. Lawrence fending off two Kraken players. Now Shea wrists one. That deflects off of Trocheck, but lands at the feet of the captain, Mark Giordano, for Seattle. Of course, the longtime Calgary Flame, and now an entanglement at center ice. And the Seattle faithful, not especially new to hockey. They've had AHL and WHL hockey and ECHL, well, say ECHL, but minor hockey, Pacific Coast hockey forever. So they look for one. No call given, but an offside call coming up against the Kraken. Brett Pesce and the Carolina Hurricanes are scoreless against Seattle in the first. It is Thanksgiving Eve here on the West Coast and the East Coast, at least for about 2 more hours. And Seth Jarvis certainly knows how to play hockey out here, playing his junior hockey with Portland.
Yeah, and he had 2 billet families with Portland, and the second billet family, the first billet family came to his first NHL game in Halloween in Raleigh. And the other billet family is here, as Portland is a short distance away. I met some other fans this morning at Starbucks, go figure, Starbucks in Seattle, that had driven in from Portland to watch the great Portland Winterhawks, Seth Jarvis.
It was one point on my walk through this fine city, I was a little concerned. There wasn't a Starbucks every 34 feet. It was 37 feet.
I don't know why I go there. I think the coffee's average, personally.
As the puck rolls in on Philip Grubauer, and he will ice it like your iced coffee trip.
Yeah, it's just been an entirety of fun to watch, and I don't expect it to sag. I just expect it to build. I thought his overall details in San Jose were very noticeable, and as Rod said yesterday, he's making whatever line he's playing on better. It's not that they're helping him. He's been the guy driving the line, Mike.
Yeah, he has been a difference maker. And this is 10th game as Svechnikov will backhand one in, and Grubauer easily detects that and will hang on.
As we take a look at the longest point streaks for rookies this year, and remember, Jarvis didn't play for a while, and Seider, boy, what a bright future he has. A couple really good rookies in Detroit between Seider and Raymond, and the Hurricanes have a gem. Is Rod communication with him? I asked Rod, because Rod played in the playoffs for the St. Louis Blues. I said, did you have any doubts you were going to make the team next year? And he said the guys that used to joke with him in St. Louis, Adam Oates, Rod, Brendan Moore, and Brett Hull in the media guide. So that was an indication he was making the team.
Well,
as a 19-year-old like Jarvis.
And the rest is history. Also scored as a 19-year-old in the playoffs in his first ever game, the head coach for the Hurricanes.
No, he was actually, Mike, the great Big Rig, he was 18 then and then turned 19 in the August before that first full regular season.
Now Natchez loses the puck to Johansson. He'll flip one, and Anderson catches it, bobbles it, still loose. Anderson on top of the puck, and we'll get a whistle. As it looked like Anderson had it in the catching glove, but it dropped out of the equipment. And the Kraken were converging, and the Canes netminder had to stay steady.
Yeah, Freddie usually, he tracks everything with his eyes. He just cannot corral this. Good look here. Oh, boy, that's some good puck luck early. And a really fine, desperate job from D'Angelo, Natchez, and company, Slavin in there, too. When that puck was up for grabs, that's an early level of urgency that they came in to try to outnumber to keep that puck on the right side of the goal line.
Now Wenberg will take the draw against Trocheck, and he will be waved out. So Johansson, who has served time as a center in the National Hockey League, he will lose the draw back. And Pesce tries to work it along the boards to Teravainen. Nifty little play at the Canes' blue line, but Trocheck can't get to the puck. Shea does. Lawrence tips it into the Seattle zone. And the Canes will try to work a forecheck. Great stick by Trocheck to intercept the attempt to clear by Carson Soucy. Now Shea away in from his defensive position, trying to play it around Wenberg, get some help. Lawrence has it. Up for Pesce. His shot deflects wide of Grubauer. That'll give the Kraken a chance to escape. Now Eberle turns it over, though, and it's Trocheck with a reach for the stick. Now Vince Dunn has trouble with it behind his own net. Trocheck trying to get to it. We get a closer look. It's still loose at the side of the net. That bounces out, and Grubauer had to paddle that into the corner. Carolina keeps possession in the Seattle zone. Teravainen out in front for Trocheck. Backhand chance. And it's the puck bouncing on top of the blue paint, but it'll be settled down by Jordan Eberle. And now the Kraken have a chance to clear the zone as the Canes make a line change.
Yeah, Seattle early is doing a nice job protecting the front of the net. It's tough to get there as it was in San Jose.
Now a pass not detected by Jared McCann. Carolina to Jarvis into the Seattle zone. Jarvis pulls up, feathers it for Smith, just out of his reach. Grubauer gets a stick to it. And now Tanev away. to McCann, but McCann overskates the puck. Smith couldn't handle it. Seattle will control. A high flip into the Hurricane zone. Anderson will catch it, and he will just hang on right there. So you can give the gift of hockey tickets this holiday season. Carolina Hurricanes Pick 3 holiday plan includes 1 ticket to any 3 select home games from December 16th through February 27th. Go to hurricanes.com/holiday plan for more info.
I'll tell you what, a lot of work to be done on this trip, but Sunday against Washington, Hockey Fights Cancer Night in Raleigh is going to be a sight for sore eyes. In my view, no disrespect to this building, the finest house in the league.
I will concur 100% with you, Mr. Tracy. It'll be good to get back home to Raleigh, but one more stop on this road trip. As you know, Philadelphia just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Seattle, or a really long plane ride tomorrow.
Yeah, I was thinking about hitchhiking there.
Let me know how that works out for you if you get there. Svechnikov now into the Seattle zone. His shot deflects off of a shin pad, and now Seattle throws it back into the Hurricanes' end. 10:40 to go here in the first period. Now loose puck is set up by Larson. His shot deflects and goes high over Anderson's net. Now right down the middle of his Canes zone is Donskoy. He'll overskate it, then he'll try to lay it off for Blackwell. He can't get to it, and the Canes will clear.
2 good defensive plays as the Kraken force a turnover. First from Foss, then Stahl.
Now Svechnikov gets entangled along the Kraken boards. Nothing comes of that as Svechnikov goes off the ice, and Natchez will pick up the puck. He will now give chase as Kotkaniemi sends it into the Seattle zone. And the puck will miss Ian Cole and go back into the Hurricanes' end. We're more than halfway through the first period. Seems like we've had a lot of things going on, but only 6 shots on goal. As Smith was taken off of his skates by Schwartz, but Carolina will keep possession. 4 shots for Seattle, 2 for the Canes. Niederreiter trying to bull his way into the Seattle zone. He and Carson Soucy fence for it. Soucy loses his stick. Kotkaniemi trying to get to it. And that'll be settled down by Yanni Gourde. Now back for Shea as the Canes get possession. Deflected right on by Kotkaniemi, and that goes through the top of the crease. Now Natchez, right place, right time. Knocks down the puck. Head on a swivel and a quick turn from Natchez. Now his pass is fanned on as he was trying to go across for Pesce. Off the boards, and it'll be collected by Soucy.
Kotkaniemi, like Niederreiter, big frame. Kotkaniemi is playing his best consistent hockey as a Hurricane. He's the one with the redirection. That's probably Carolina's best chance.
Pesce looking to get some help to clear the puck, and he does. Is out of the zone. Carolina just throws it back into the Seattle end. Now the Kraken risk one. Paddled into the corner by Anderson. Trocheck will get to it. Lawrence, good forecheck here early by Seattle, though. It's caused a few problems for the Canes. As Wenberg pinned along the boards. He's able to throw it to an open space. And the shot right on from Alexiak, and Anderson uses the left pad to make the save. Alexiak follows his shot. Gets the puck to Eberle, who throws it to the top of the paint looking for Johansson. And now the Canes is trying to find an alley to clear. As Lawrence trying to get a stick to it. Back defensively, shot by Giordano wide of Frederik Anderson's net. As the Kraken captain loaded it up, but was off the target.
He got to the middle, and Giordano, the former Flames captain, had a heck of a net front from Johansson.
7:55 remaining here in the first period. Still looking for the first goal, and Seattle will flip the puck into their own bench, and that will stop things right here. Barry Kotkaniemi and Seth Jarvis and company looking for the first goal here in Seattle.
Playing in his 10th game against San Jose, that magic number 10 that we were all sitting on the edges of our seats waiting for. But Rod Brind'Amour said he knew pretty much the whole time that Seth was here to say. Here is our Geico quote of the day. Rod Brind'Amour saying, "I think you knew you had something special. When I first saw him play, I knew it was just a matter of time. Seeing him play with other guys, I saw him fit right in. And a lot of times the younger guys are better because of who they play with. But for Seth, he is making guys better, and that's a huge compliment, guys."
Play resumes, and good stuff, Abby. And yes, Rod Brindamore knew right away as the Canes with a couple of chances, and Pesce again from the blue line, and that goes right into the glove of Grubauer. He'll hang on, and more on Seth Jarvis.
Well, let's just think about the attacking nature of the Hurricanes regime. There were people saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. You acquire Patrick Marleau to buy him out for a draft pick? Looking pretty smart right now, isn't it?
I would say
that draft pick is used to get Seth Jarvis. That's an attacking, we're going to grab the bull by the horns nature of the Carolina Hurricanes, and I love it.
It's a very high return on investment for what the Canes got for that acquisition of Patrick Marleau, and then the 13th overall pick in the 2020 draft is fit right in here in the 21-22 season with the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina trying to get the puck out of the zone. Excellent work again done by the Kraken with a forecheck, but Adam Larson, who was once traded for Taylor Hall, gives it up. Aho tries to get to the middle of the ice. Will be swatted back, and Jacob Slavin will pick up the puck. 7 minutes exactly remaining here in the first period. Canes have poured a couple of shots on goal to even that category at 5 apiece, and now this puck will be rolled in, and Grubauer will keep it playing with Svechnikov in the vicinity. Now a long pass handled by Slavin, deflected out in front off of Stahl. Doesn't get to the Kraken netminder. And away comes Johansson. The Kraken with the Cane zone, but Jacob Slavin with a good stick once again towards that chance. Now the puck along the boards. Picked up by Johansson into the Cane zone. He surveys the scene, goes cross ice. Shot is wristed wide by Giordano. Now Stahl to Fost. Fost has some room. As they ease this one on into the Seattle zone.
Mike, if there's one thing I've noticed so far, the Hurricanes have to make sure in the Seattle zone to have a high forward. Hunt the pucks down low, but you have to have a high forward because Seattle will feast off the transition if you don't.
Turnover. Speaking of that transition in the neutral zone, Natchez trying to poke it away in the Seattle end, but puck's still loose. Gonna be tracked down. Natchez, his pass gets its way across. Shot put right on by Cole. And Grubauer with his best save of the first period, as Ian Cole had it marked for the upper corner. Natchez back into the zone for Carolina. Natchez, sharp angle right on Grubauer, has to play it as it bounces off of Soucy. He'll put his glove on top of that. Rod Brindamore's group still looking for the first goal in this contest. League, and he had a great line about this earlier tonight with you, Trip Tracy. Let's hear it.
The rinks were kind of a little bit dark ages back then. I remember, changing in Tampa Bay out in the back outside with the elephants because I was in a zoo area in the back, and I'm like, this is not the NHL, but this is interesting. And San Jose, the same thing. It was like literally the Cow Palace, right? And so we changed in an area that we had to walk upstairs and it's kind of tucked away. So we've come a long way. Here we are in a nice building here, so it's definitely not that experience.
Whole different animal now, Trip.
Well, Rod Brindamore went Game of Thrones on us. And I've joked with Rod before. He would have been something in those times. He loves Game of Thrones. There must have been some tremendous sense in those buildings in San Jose and Tampa.
I'm just trying to imagine an NHL team trying to change with elephants, and then immediately I would think how boring.
You want them in front of your net.
Well, clearly you do, as the puck will make it all the way back for icing. And I do think that when we talk about arenas, this is the new Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. It's the old Key Arena where the Seattle Sonics used to play. $1.15 billion in redevelopment from 2018 to 2021. It is the first zero carbon emission arena in the world. It's actually the roof of the old Key Arena. They put it on stilts and dug this into the ground. That's why there's a huge window behind Philip Grubauer that you can look into if you're at ground level. Don't cost you a thing to watch it. Speaking of Game of Thrones, though, I'd say it would be pretty boring if Rod Brindamore was back then, because he would have just won right away, Trip. There would have been no drama.
He would have enjoyed those times. I mean, he would have been a superstar. He's a superstar now. He would have been a superstar then, and he's enjoyed the show. I know that.
Absolutely. Now Teravainen gets the puck in the Cane zone. Lawrence takes a heavy shove from Larson. Now, forecheck put on by Trocheck. But a penalty coming up against the Carolina Hurricanes is Grubauer heads to the bench. Extra attacker on the ice here for Seattle. 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the first period. And Seattle is going to be getting a power play. Yanni Gord will try to set things up, working the puck back to Vince Dunn. Seattle letting some time tick away, and they can do it as they are waiting for Carolina to touch the puck or make something happen, as Gord does. Now to Eberle streaking in. Anderson with the big save as Jordan Eberle blistered one from the top of the circle.
It's going to be a hook coming up, and Vincent Trocheck will head to the box. The announcement.
Carolina number 16, minor penalty for hooking.
Seattle only had, as we take a look at the penalty, comes up on the hands on Lauzon. It was brief, but it's on the hands what draws the call, albeit underneath the stick. Jared McCann had a power play goal against Washington, and I know that Dave Hackstall, their coach, was very pleased with the fact they simplified and they hadn't been getting second and third chances that all power plays need, getting to the interior of the ring.
McCann leads Seattle with 4 power play goals this year. Seattle has the 21st ranked power play. 9 of 53 Hurricanes penalty killers are 3rd in the NHL. Successfully killing off 59 of 67. By the way, the call made. Corey Severett and Ian Walsh are our officials tonight. So I can let you know who will be making these calls. The Hurricanes have killed 20 of the last 21 penalties against them, going back the last 7 games. There's a stick loose in the Kane zone as Seattle tries to establish their power play. This works up top for Giordano. Work it across for Wenberg, a little too far. Seattle's power play, maintaining control. It'll be work from Donskoy, but now a little too loose with the puck, and that'll come out with 1:12 left on the penalty to Vincent Trocheck.
Speaking of Donskoy, he got to the middle of the ice in a good rotation, tying him up by the captain, Jordan Stahl.
That's Yanni Gord working his way through his shot off of the mark, trying to put it to the right of Frederik Andersen. Now Geekie, the former Kane. Get it to Gord. That goes up top for Dunn. Worked across. Shot is ripped by McCann. Doesn't find the mark though. Goes off the body into the corner. Kane's looking for a lane. 40 seconds left in the penalty to Trocheck. Dunn keeps it in. Now Carolina will get to the loose puck, and good work done there by Ian Cole to send it the requisite 200 feet.
You're already killing a penalty. Hitting that broken stick down there is wreaking havoc.
That's playing through until you get a whistle for it. Now the puck is settled up as a slap pass attempt coming across the way by Jaden Schwartz. Loose puck through the slot. Settled down by Schwartz along the boards. Schwartz gets it to Gord. Now to Dunn. Finds its way back to Gord. 3 seconds left in the penalty. Now Dunn. His shot blocked by Martinook. Kane's penalty killers have made it 5-on-5 again. And then McCann can't hang on to the puck. Pesce has it in the corner. 5 aside. Gord, though, behind the Canes net. Throws the puck up top. It'll be handled by Alexiak. Trying to get the puck back to Gord. He tries to step away from Shea. But good work by Pesce as he'll send the puck to center ice. Less than 2 minutes here in the first period.
Good block by Jordan Martinook. His mom and his sister have traveled from Edmonton to be here to watch Jordan play.
And for Martinook, he's got 21 hits on the year. And one of the top penalty killers for the Carolina Hurricanes. Big reason why that unit is ranked 3rd and now has gone 9 for 9 on the kill here on the road so far. DeAngelo with a great pass to Smith. His shot, he scores! Brendan Smith in the lineup. And his 2nd goal for the Carolina Hurricanes. A big one from the blue line with traffic out front. And Carolina's got a 1-0 lead late in the first.
All-world pass by 77, looking like Paul Coffey, a former Hurricane 77. Tony DeAngelo, he draws 2 wingers. That creates time and space for Brendan Smith, who had a very noticeable ready shoot getting pucks to the net night in San Jose. Leaned into this with a heck of a net front. What a pass from Tony DeAngelo. My first year broadcasting, Paul Coffey, the Hall of Famer, was on the team. Well, Tony looked like Paul there.
Same number. And that's a pass that I saw Paul Coffey make several times. For the Carolina Hurricanes, 13th assist from Tony DeAngelo. 2nd goal for Brendan Smith this season. And the Canes get their first ever goal in Seattle. And the Canes defense has been very offensive on this trip, and that's a good thing. Seattle will send the puck in the Hurricane zone. They'll push for it along the boards. Niederreiter, he'll just pop this one out, and we're less than 60 seconds in the first period. Aho into the Seattle zone, trying to get it to Niederreiter. That's deflected away. Taking a look was Wenberg. Nowhere to go.
And Shane Will to throw Willis. He had the prediction, and I love seeing it, that the Hurricanes would get a goal from the defense. And wow, the D'Angelo Smith tandem there.
35 seconds here in the first period. Canes trying to clear, but Morgan Geekie gets a stick to it, and that'll roll in. And Anderson smartly puts that in the catching glove. And now Ian Cole and Jaden Schwartz, former teammates in St. Louis. I don't think they're talking about their favorite places to eat in the Arch City.
Let's take one more look at this gem. I talked to Smith this morning about getting pucks in the net quickly, because it was noticeable in San Jose. He said, well, when he was a Detroit Red Wing, Nick Lidstrom, the great Nick Lidstrom, always walked the line. So that's what he did. But as soon as he got to Carolina, Rod said, hey, this is a ready-shoot league. Tony DeAngelo allowed him to lean into that, and compliments to the successful kill, the penalty kill right before.
And that was all set up by a big block by Jordan Martinook in the waning seconds of that kill. And now we're in the waning seconds of the first period. 27.5 to go. Face off in the Cane zone to the right of Frederik Andersen. Puck wound behind the Canes net. Slap that, not cleared. Schwartz tries to get a stick to it. And that's deflected just wide. Giordano with a keep in, and Schwartz turns around, puts it right on Anderson, and Anderson will have to freeze the puck with the Kraken circling in the zone.
Seattle gave up the first goal and eventually came back and beat Washington decisively. So this is a heck of a start for Carolina, but you have to build. Important draw here before you get to the first intermission, and Anderson wisely slows it down to allow Trocheck to hopefully win it.
12.6 seconds left here in the first period. Wenberg against Trocheck in the circle, and Trocheck wins it clean. And get the puck to Shea. Up for Stahl, who deflects it in legally into the Kraken zone. 3 seconds left in the period. Seattle will just put the puck to center ice. And time expires on the first period. Coming up, it is the PNC Bank intermission report. We will hear from Brendan Smith, the goal scorer. He'll talk it over with Abby LaBar. We'll go inside a Hurricane with Jordan Stahl, who played in his 600th game as a Cane the other night, 6-1 tonight. And we'll have first period stats and highlights. After 20 minutes in Seattle, it's 1-0 Carolina.
Brendan Smith, the goal scorer, as we welcome you into the PNC Bank intermission report. Brendan, I want to start with the fact that the Kraken were blocking a lot of shots there at the beginning, but how do you adjust to what they're giving you out there?
I mean, you kind of just said it. We just have to take what's given. They're playing hard. They've got a lot of guys that they got picked up because they work so hard, and they're highly competitive. So you got to kind of match their tempo and keep making plays and keep getting pucks behind them. I think we turned over the pucks a little bit too much of the blue lines. If we can kind of keep getting it in and get back to our game, I think that will help us out a little bit more.
All right, well, your goal, the setup by Tony DeAngelo, let's take a look. How did you see it?
I mean, just Tony, look at how fantastic he is. He runs the blue line so well, behind the back pass, and then I got to give a lot of credit to Jordo in front. He screens the goalie, and he doesn't see it. So I can't take a lot of credit there. I got to give it to the other two guys, but it's good to see when they go in, because it doesn't happen often for me.
I was going to say, big picture, you were in the lineup, you were out, you were in. How do you kind of take advantage of the opportunity when you are in?
Yeah, you just have to take the opportunity and run with it, and that's what I'm trying to do. I've had experiences of this before where when you get called upon, you gotta help the team in any aspect. A door opens and you got to slide in and take that job. I'm going to do my best to do that, but the better I play, the better it's better for the team, and I'm going to keep trying to do that and keep grinding.
Thanks, Brendan.
Thank you.
Coming up next, Stahl, we're going to go inside a Hurricane with the captain who just played in his 600th game. Plenty more here on the PNC Bank intermission report. Stick with us.
Hurricanes hockey is presented by PNC Bank, the official bank of the Carolina Hurricanes, and brought to you by UNC Rex Healthcare, official healthcare provider of the Hurricanes, and by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The iconic Space Needle standing as tall as the Hurricanes are right now here in Seattle as we welcome you back to the PNC Bank Intermission Report. The Canes lead by 1 thanks to Brennan Smith, but it was Jordan Staal who had the net front presence, a player who continues to lead by example, and he just recently played his 600th career game as a Carolina Hurricane. Staal has a lot of memories throughout his over 1,000-game career, a lot of memories that he can learn from, build upon, and obviously celebrate. Here's Inside a Hurricane with Jordan Staal. If you could pick any moment in your career to relive, what would it be?
I mean, it's an obvious one. You know, winning the Cup is a moment that every player dreams of. So being able to hoist that thing was very special to me and everyone that was involved with my life, my hockey life, and on and off the ice, and all that stuff kind of came into one moment, I think, and then after that moment, you just kind of crave it again, and that's what I've been chasing ever since.
The longer you play this game after each season and you reevaluate how you played, how do you continue to challenge yourself?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, for me, I mean, I just love the competitiveness of the league. I mean, there's no better feeling going up against the best, and to be able to, you know, just push yourself even, you know, midsummer, knowing, you know, you got a long time before the season starts. It's hard to do, but it's always fun to kind of push yourself mentally and see what your body can do, and then you know, once you get in the mix here. Yeah, just getting up against guys that are elite and trying to better yourself every day is something that I just enjoy doing and being a part of.
What's the most challenging part about being a captain in this locker room?
In this locker room, now we got some characters in the room, and no, honestly, we've got a group that we've got a lot of guys that have figured it out very quickly. As you can tell, the fans and the organization with our young guys, they figured it out very quickly, and they know what they're doing, and so that makes it even that much easier for myself and some of the leadership group. But you know, we've got a squad that is ready and willing to work, and you know, if you have that every day consistently, you know, you're going to have a better chance of winning every night, and Roddy demands that, and I'm just there to push it, try to push everyone to that next level.
What is the most rewarding part about being a captain?
I'm not sure. That's a good question as well, but you know, I think it will be rewarding when, you know, when we take it all, and be able to say you're a leader in a group that has done it all is. There's a very small list of players that can say that. So I think it's rewarding every day to watch these young guys grow and understand how to win games and how to play the right way and do the right things, and watch them develop and become star players like you've seen. And it's fun to be just part of all those different players and their careers. And you know, it's been a fun ride.
Jordan Staal proud to wear the Canes sweater as he joins Rod Brind'Amour, Eric Staal among the top 5 within games played all time in team history. We'll have highlights coming up next from Seattle. Stick with us.
Spectrum Mobile has unlimited talk, text, and data. Save up to 40%. Go to SpectrumMobile.com today.
They call it the Emerald City on the Pacific Northwest, Seattle. The Carolina Hurricanes have a 1-0 lead as the Space Needle is just a puck's throw away from this arena. In the highlights in the first period, this pass from Tony DeAngelo setting up Brendan Smith with the big screen out in front from the Canes captain Jordan Staal, and Smith's second of the year has put the Carolina Hurricanes up 1-0. Worth another look on this pass from DeAngelo. Right on the tape, Smith with the shooting lane, and he doesn't miss beating Philip Grubauer. And Carolina has a 1-0 lead here after 20 minutes. Stats through the first period of play. Carolina good in the face-off dot. 14 wins against just 6 losses, 9 shots on goal as well. Second period in Seattle coming up next.
here in Seattle, Washington on the eve of Thanksgiving. The Carolina Hurricanes back home in Raleigh, though, we're doing a good deed in honor of this Thanksgiving. They went around, handed out turkeys. There are our friends Justin Williams, Shane Willis, and guys, it's always good to see this group getting back out in the community, especially after not being able to do it last season with COVID.
Excellent stuff, Abby, and excellent stuff from the Canes organization.
Two Willies and two of the greats.
Now the Canes starting it off as the shot by Svechnikov. Grubauer has to make the save. Fast start here to the second period for Carolina, looking to add to their 1-0 lead. Now Svechnikov steps away. His shot off the side of the stick of Mark Giordano, and Carolina able to keep the puck in. D'Angelo sends it down low, whip to the point for Stahl, but that's intercepted by Yanni Gourde. Two-time Stanley Cup winner with the Tampa Bay Lightning, was selected in the expansion draft this year by Seattle. Missed a little time with an injury, but now he is back in the middle, a key piece for this team.
His line is what drives this team, just in a lot of ways, playing with Coleman and Gaudreau. Coleman now in Calgary, Gaudreau now in New York, drove the Lightning.
Now here's Gourde driving to the net. His shot right on Anderson, has to make a chest save. The puck finds Seth Jarvis. Quickly in the middle to Aho. Aho lays it back for Ian Cole. Cole's shot, and that is stung in the equipment of Lauzon. It's a good block put forward there by Jeremy Lauzon, the former Boston Bruin. Now Cole's second attempt goes wide, and Grubauer didn't see it at all. Now Smith, the goal scorer, gets a stick to it, finds its way to Aho. Aho circling, sends it across. Cole, slap pass, backhanded attempt by Martinook. That doesn't get through, and Seattle is able to scoop it up. Adam Larson has some room. He'll send it in the Canes end, where Johansson in a heavy collision with Ian Cole. And Johansson is slow to get up, but he signals he's okay, goes to get his stick. Puck kept in at the point momentarily by Carson Soucy. Carolina gets it out though. Seth Jarvis, he'll just wind this into the Seattle zone.
Nice pass with the long second period change at the end of Cole's shift, and it's a simple play, but Jarvis knows he doesn't have numbers. Keep that puck moving upstream. It's just a quality decision from a teenager.
Yeah, you said that so calmly, Tripp.
Well, I don't have that maturity now, and I certainly didn't when I was 19.
Now Brandon Tanev, he's winding his way into the Cane zone, tries to sidestep Pesce, does for the moment, but Pesce seals him off. Shea looking to clear, and he does. Gets the puck to Lawrence, who plays it forward for Teuvo Teravainen. Carolina can't keep in. Now a big collision at the top of the circles back in the Seattle zone, involving Carson Soucy. And Soucy got the worst end of that from Vincent Trocheck.
I think they both got something from it, and let's hope they're both okay. Hurricanes, let's look at this collision most recently. Neither player knew or saw the other guy coming. This is to start the period. Set play. Right through the middle to Svechnikov for a quick release chance, and Grubauer, a wise decision, knowing that Svechnikov with his release, only option to shoot the puck. And he was well on top of the paint and challenging into the shooting angle.
Doug Bennett talking with Vincent Trocheck, the Cane center. Trocheck involved in that collision right before this faceoff outside of the Cane zone. Natchez gets a stick to it, taps it back to Slavin. The Canes only get the puck as far as the Seattle blue line. Now Tanev coming down the middle, sends it across for McCann. His shot goes wide of the Carolina Hurricanes net. Seattle with a keep in. Hurricanes up 1-0 here in the second period. Early goings in the second period. Now a pass sent through the slot area by McCann. Nobody home for Seattle. And Niederreiter with a good stick. But a penalty is coming up, as the Hurricanes are going to be shorthanded for the second time here this evening in Seattle.
Yeah, it was Slavin. First glance, I did not see anything. Of course, I know Slavin's impeccable reputation. He's the current Lady Byng Award winner in the NHL. And no way, no how. Jacob, because you got to look at, I think, the scoreboard, and if that's a hold, then I truly am a turkey.
We should be gobbling if that is the case, then, as The Kraken power play going to work, but puck's lost. And the Carolina Hurricanes, Jordan Staal with a step. Going in on Grubauer, his shot right on. And Grubauer has to hang on to that, as Vincent Trocheck was at the top of the blue paint. Canes generating offense on that shorthanded opportunity.
I remember in October, Slavin took an atypical penalty, and Jordan Staal just takes over the ensuing penalty kill, knowing that this is his time to lead, and he just about scores the first shorthanded goal of the season. Excellent job, Grubauer squeezing the glove right into the body on a good chance.
Now on the draw, Aho tried to snap it on Grubauer, but that'll go wide, and Jordan Eberle will handle for the Seattle Kraken. Up to Marcus Johansson. Johansson to the Kane zone for Giordano. Worked across down low. Johansson's pass misses Donskoy, but it'll be kept in by Giordano. His shot deflected just wide by Johansson, who was on top of the Canes crease. And now a chance for Carolina. Another breakaway as Aho, 2-on-1 developing. Aho trying to get the puck across to Shea, but excellent defensive play by the Kraken captain Giordano to stop that shorthanded attempt for the Canes.
Well, Aho was thinking pass the whole way, and the puck rolled on him, which is surprising in the first 4 minutes of play, and Giordano did the rest.
Now less than a minute remaining in the penalty to Jacob Slavin. Seattle trying to generate some power play work here. Already 0 for 1. There's the puck by Vince Dunn at the blue line. Worked across from McCann. His shot that hits the post. They're celebrating, and then they're going to say it's in. It's a goal. Jared McCann's 5th power play goal of the season, 8th of the year. Beats Frederick Anderson short side. We're tied at 1.
Yeah, you could see the bulge in the back of the net. And McCann has his 2nd power play goal in as many games. He just leaned into this one, but even though Schwartz is off to the side when that puck is shot, he had just enough of a net front that disrupted Freddie Anderson to beat Anderson clean on the short side, and 1 for 1. McCann and company the power play against Washington. They score a goal, their 2nd crack here tonight.
So the Kraken 1 for 2 with the man advantage. And we're level at 1 apiece here in the 2nd period. Carolina will regroup. Slavin's pass tipped into the zone by Natchez. Kotkaniemi after it for Niederreiter. A little too far for Nino, but he's able to track it down. Then D'Angelo's pass couldn't get all of the blade of the stick on it, and Carolina's got to tag up. They're offside. Kotkaniemi's got to pop out of the zone. He does. Lauzon's pass a little too hot for Tanev. And he'll be punched forward. Niederreiter provides a forecheck, kept in at the point by Natchez. His shot wide of the mark, Kotkaniemi. Cross ice for Natchez. Now D'Angelo at the blue line. His shot gets through. Niederreiter out front, and Grubauer will get on top of that puck and stop things with 14:56 left here in the 2nd period.
Quality net front from Kotkaniemi with a tip, and then the follow-up from Niederreiter. They've had a couple of good layered net fronts in this game. You see Kotkaniemi gets a piece, and Niederreiter gets to the net first. Been tough getting to the net first, and he did. Grubauer holds on. Boy, you go back, you look at that goal. I talked to Freddie Anderson about it Sunday in Los Angeles. Players time it perfectly with a moving screen like Schwartz did on the McCann tally.
That's how we're tied at 1 here. Carolina with a goal in the 1st period by Brendan Smith. Now Jared McCann, who is turning into a power play specialist for the Seattle team. His 5th power play goal of the season. He's a teammate of Vincent Trocheck with the Florida Panthers. Selected in the expansion draft this year from Toronto, where he was playing last season. Now the puck is going to find its way all the way into the Hurricane zone, where Anderson will have to play it in the trapezoid. Good work by Staal to deny the pass. Seattle trying to keep the puck in the zone. Another loose stick in the Hurricanes end. Giordano jumps up for the Kraken. Sends it to the point. Will be settled down by Yarncroke. Now Seattle, Yanni Gord trying to find Jaden Schwartz. Schwartz fending off Brady Shea. Getting a look at Schwartz stopping and starting in the corner. Now Schwartz just spins, looks for an outlet. Gets some help from Yanni Gord. And Seattle spending some time in the Kane zone right now. Loose puck by Schwartz. He'll just throw it to the middle of the ice. Picked off by Svechnikov. Andrei Svechnikov. Across for Jordan Staal. Staal. He dips his shoulder. Goes behind the net. Sends it out in front off of Fost. And Svechnikov with a chance. Backhand chance from Fost goes through the blue paint. Now Cole gets it in deep. Will be picked up by Morgan Geekie and sent to the Kane zone.
Svechnikov has been close here a couple times in this period. He's got to stick with it.
Now giveaway in front of the Canes net. Kraken keeping the pressure on, and a diving chance by Brendan Smith. Puck still loose. Anderson pokes at it. The Canes careless with the biscuit in front of their netminder, and they're bailed out as the puck comes out of the zone as Colin Blackwell had a golden opportunity. Now Morgan Geekie giving a big shove by Brendan Smith. Puck into the corner. Jarvis has to fight for it. Still loose. Now Smith. He'll settle it down for Carolina. Now the forecheck of Seattle is evident here in the second period as Geekie knocks Smith to the ice. Puck goes to the point. Worked across from Vince Dunn. Shot on Anderson. Rebound attempt. Donskoy can't get to it. Dunn jumps in. Vince Dunn from his defensive position. Working on Sebastian Aho to Blackwell. His shot deflected, and Anderson will hang on.
Cole with a heck of a back check that saved a goal.
Well, Frederik Andersen keeps it out with help from Ian Cole. It's tied at 1 in Seattle.
And we are taking it all in here in Seattle. I caught myself a nice piece of salmon here at the fish market. No, I'm kidding. This thing is fake. And why is it significant, guys? Because the tradition here with the Kraken is when they do their 3-star ceremony, if they win the game, they actually toss these salmon out to the fans instead of tossing pucks out to the fans. So guys, talk about a fun experience for this Seattle team.
That'd be very good, interesting stuff. I've actually caught a couple of king salmon before, and it looks a lot nicer than that coming out of the water, but it's a nice tradition. Of course, you think about the famous octopus and octopi in Detroit and Joe Louis Arena over many years of sensational Detroit Red Wing hockey.
And catfish in Nashville, and hopefully that's the only time we get to see that imagery here at Climate Pledge Arena tonight. As Seattle has found a gear here in the second period. Giordano's shot deflected on Fernand. Anderson has to make the save. Reload. Sent back. Stick broken by Alexiak as he tried to fire. Now right out in front, and Alexiak, as he had to reach for a new twig, they make a change. Lozon comes out. Can't reach, and the puck finds its way into the Seattle zone.
Freddie Anderson is relodging, I think, his net. The net did get knocked off there before the Seattle chance. It's off right now. He's leaving it off. I think he should leave it off. It's off. This puck goes in. It will not be a good... I don't think the referees know.
Well, the officials will have to make the play as we continue with hockey until we get an icing here. And now we get a good look. There it is. Frederik Andersen letting everybody know, hey, my net is not on its peg.
He actually thought about putting it back in its proper place, but why would you? I think it's a smart decision by Anderson. And you know, one of the big keys for Carolina on this very successful Western sojourn is when home crowds get going. The Hurricanes have played with tremendous composure. They'll have to continue to do that because right now Seattle is enjoying their push.
Trocheck will win the draw away from Wenberg. Feels like the majority of the period has been spent in the Hurricane zone. And Seattle with a power play goal here in the second period is why we're tied at 1. Brendan Smith late in the first. Put Carolina on the board. Now it's Johansson in the Kane zone, but overskated the puck, and Trocheck will get to it. Take a shove from Lozon, but it'll get the puck to Natchez. Natchez, his pass interrupted for Shea. Carolina has to tag up. Pesce wraps it back in. Natchez leaves it. Carolina trying to pick a short side there, and that puck will deflect out of play, and the chance for Kotkaniemi there.
Watch the right side of your screen coming up right here. The former Notre Dame Fighting Irishman on Donskoy, Ian Cole. He didn't have positioning, but he had just enough of a battle mindset to prevent Seattle from garnering their first lead. It's been an interesting period because we know it wasn't a penalty to Slavin. Seattle takes advantage, and now they have momentum. That was a key play from Ian Cole.
And Cole leading the Hurricanes with 25 block shots this year. Kotkaniemi wins the draw back to Smith. His shot hits a body, doesn't get through, and Morgan Geekie will settle it down for Seattle.
They'll flip it to the Canes blue line where Kotkaniemi pick it up in Carolina, deflects it back in. The puck goes behind Grubauer. Natchez forcing Alexiak to play the puck quickly. Colin Blackwell sends it to the neutral zone. Carolina across for Niederreiter. He'll whip it around the boards. Geekie gets to it, knocks it out. Brendan Smith throws it back in, but Carolina's offside. So they all tag up. There's Niederreiter, Kotkaniemi, and Natchez. That gives time for Seattle to exit the zone. They do. Geekie, though, is on the wrong side of center ice, so icing against the Kraken. And coming up, we've got some ACC football for you. Miami's at Duke. It'll happen on Saturday at 12:30 Eastern. Bally Sports South and the Bally Sports app. ACC football on Bally Sports is presented by your local Ford dealer.
Hey, you don't have to see the back of that jersey to know whose name is on it. No, I mentioned Hurricanes Live. Love seeing the Caniacs on the road.
Off the draw, Svechnikov rips one wide. Slavin, he'll keep it in. Exchanges with Svechnikov to DeAngelo. Back across for Slavin. His shot. And that'll go off of Jesper Fast, who was trying to provide a screen in front of Grubauer. Puck still in the corner. Now Svechnikov gets it across to DeAngelo. Penalty coming up to the Kraken. DeAngelo, stick handling. Now out in front as Stahl couldn't connect. Svechnikov waves at it. Seattle touches up. And the Hurricanes will be enjoying their first power play of the night coming up.
Andrei Svechnikov is building a game. He's been very good here, and the former Hurricane Morgan Geekie will be guilty of the hook. It all goes back to icing. Carolina going to work on the forecheck. See, on the hands, much like that hook to the Hurricanes in the first period. You're going to need your power play to win tonight. You haven't had a ton of power plays because you played at even strength, but simplifying, Rod Brindamore talked about it in Hurricanes Live.
It is a Powerball power play coming up for the Hurricanes. 8th ranked power play in the National Hockey League, going up against the 18th ranked penalty kill. And the Canes, their power play leaders Teuvo Teravainen and Andrei Svechnikov with 7 points apiece. And an auspicious start to this man advantage as the puck finds its way all the way back into the Hurricane zone. 10 minutes even left here in the second period. 10 seconds gone by in the Canes power play opportunity as Trocheck leaves it for Teravainen. To DeAngelo, across for Svechnikov. His shot, and Grubauer gets a toe to it. Now DeAngelo plays it to Teravainen. DeAngelo across, Svechnikov. DeAngelo able to keep it in on that hot pass. Now his shot right into the equipment of Grubauer, and he'll eat that puck. Face off coming up. 1:26 left in the Canes power play.
And I talked to Philip Grubauer, most recently a member of the Colorado Avalanche, but before that a Washington Capital where he played with Justin Williams, and he had 2 goaltending coaches, one a Hurricane great, Artur Zerbe, and then the finest German-born goaltender in my view in National Hockey League history, Ole Kolzig. I remember how much I enjoyed calling Kolzig's games.
Grubauer 5-4-1 against the Canes. Svechnikov on the draw, and Grubauer comes out to make the save. Now Teravainen to Aho, back to Teravainen. We'll get the puck to DeAngelo. A dangerous chance off the draw as Svechnikov was looking for it. Now he'll get it again. Svechnikov across to Teravainen. And Teravainen couldn't handle the pass. And that'll give a lane for Alex Wenberg. He'll take time off on the penalty to Morgan Geekie. 55 seconds left in the Canes power play here. 9 minutes to go in the second period.
Good looking power play. Svechnikov probably put too much mustard on that seam pass to Teravainen, but Svechnikov's been good.
Now Svechnikov will wind it in. Find its way. As Larson can't get it out. Now shot from Teravainen right on. And Grubauer goes post to post to make that save. Svechnikov keeps it in. Trocheck behind the net to Svechnikov. Now Aho with a stick to it. To Svechnikov across Teravainen. Tries a slap pass for Trocheck, but that's read the whole way by Lazan. Now Svechnikov keeping it in to Trocheck. Trocheck bats it to Teravainen. His pass to Aho, still in the slot. Svechnikov gets a stick to it, still has it. Now he'll feather it to Aho. Aho, Trocheck spins out in front. His shot, and Grubauer gets a pad to it. 2 seconds left in the power play. Now it's Svechnikov, his shot just wide. 5-on-5 aside, and Teravainen's shot is going to be deflected out of play. The Canes did everything but score on that power play, and that's why we're tied at 1.
Of last year's regular season was an eventual big win in Tampa. And Jordan Staal, the battle with Yanni Gourde, gave him a shot right there. Gourde, you can understand why he was upset. Jordan just took the pounding, took it, and scored. Yanni Gourde, to his credit in the Tampa Bay Lightning, eventually found a solution against Carolina in an excellent second round. But what a battle that was. Let's see if Jordan Staal and company can build off of the best power play of the trip that just ended. And if they can create momentum from that now.
Shots on goal, 18 for Carolina, 15 for Seattle. Carolina had as good of a looking power play as you could ask for. Problem is it comes up empty. So the Canes 0 for 1 with the man advantage here in Seattle. First time ever at Climate Pledge Arena. Again, you understand why the fans are in love with this place here in hockey. Now Pesce, his drive deflected out in front. Grubauer will make the pad save as Niederreiter had the tip. Now Yanni Gourde, who was a big part of those 2 Tampa Bay Stanley Cups with Blake Coleman and Barclay Goodrow. They're all gone. Now Natchez with the steal, throwing it down low for Kotkaniemi. Puck tipped away, intended for Niederreiter. Now Niederreiter will find it, but Kotkaniemi will get to it first. His pass bounced down, and Niederreiter given a hard shove by Alexiak. Now Gourde turns it over to Natchez, and cutting in is Kotkaniemi. Back up top, Pesce shot right on. Grubauer with the save. Pesce keeps it in again. Kotkaniemi, he'll send it up top for Shea. Now across, looking for a chance. Niederreiter at the side, off of the Natchez shot. Grubauer will hang on. Then Alexiak has an extra shove for Niederreiter. Kotkaniemi jumps into that. And we've got some pushing and shoving going on behind Philip Grubauer.
I love the battle on all fronts except when Niederreiter, who's been very good with his net front, he went down after the whistle and Alexiak gave him a shot. Hopefully we'll continue through. They're going to battle. He's going to go down, and then Alexiak gave him a shot right there. You can see we'll get a better angle here, and Niederreiter's been very, very good. Excellent battle, and you have a player that's now down in defenseless position. That's the one issue I had. It's good to see Nino finding his swagger along with Kotkaniemi. They've been noticeable tonight.
After the first part of the second period, felt he was played in the Kane zone. Carolina has taken control. As Smith's shot doesn't get through, Wenberg picks it up. His pass too far for Eberle. Smith will just backhand it in for Ian Cole into the Canes end. Vince Dunn with the keep in. But Jarvis gets to the loose puck. Looking for Martinook. Swatted away from the Canes winger. Now stick by Brendan Smith. So we play in the neutral zone for a moment. Now Anderson behind his net. He'll leave it for Cole. Martinook trying to get it out. It's kept in by Soucy. Carolina will get the opportunity to exit the zone. Jarvis can't clear. That's kept in by Wenberg, but then Wenberg will take it out himself. 6 minutes, 35 seconds to go here in Seattle. First ever meeting between the Hurricanes and Kraken. Aho into the Seattle zone. He's got some room to work. Up top for Cole. Cole hammers one. That's deflected, and that'll go out of play as Eberle got on top to challenge the shot.
Well, we have a minute. Have it on the camera on Seth Jarvis. I talked to a wonderful young man, Nathan Catling. He was one of 2 twins that were very close friends of, God rest his soul, Josef Wasicek when he was a Sault Ste. Marie Greyhound. And Nathan is watching tonight. They used to come to Raleigh and visit the Hurricanes. They said, Nathan, who's your favorite Hurricane right now? He said, Seth Jarvis. So hello to Nathan Catling. Boy, a super, super guy. He used to come down and visit Josef Wasicek when he was a Cane.
Absolutely. Nathan, a bit of a good luck charm for those Canes, too, when he'd come down. It always seemed they would win. As the puck's now in the Hurricanes' end. Seattle throws it up top for Lauzon. His shot misses everything. Adam Larson tries to play it back. Nobody there for Seattle, so that'll force Mason Appleton. Pick it up, and right back comes Lauzon into the Canes, and his snapshot right into the catching glove of Frederick Anderson. 5:52 to go in this second period. Hurricanes and Kraken tied at 1. Of the Carolina Hurricanes, Morgan Geekie became a Seattle Kraken this offseason through the expansion draft trip.
Well, wish him very, very well. I mean, when a player like Geekie has chosen an expansion, or a player that could have been, you know, Jake Bean goes to Columbus, does it mean they're not good hockey players? No, it just means the Hurricanes have risen to an elite level where players like Geekie are going to get a better opportunity somewhere else. Steve Lawrence, who lived with him last year, was talking about what a good guitar player he was last year. And they go back to the apartment in Raleigh and he'd play. I said, Morgan, what was the best tune on the guitar? He said, Wagon Wheel by Darius Rucker. It's the only rock star was actually behind the stage right as they went out. Hootie and the Blowfish with Jeff O'Neill years ago in Charleston with Darius Rucker.
The face-off to the right of Frederik Andersen is now Brady Shea is in some pain, and that led to a chance for Blackwell. Carolina is able to survive that, and Trocheck coming back. Shea is heading to the Canes bench right now. Teravainen trying to tie up the puck inside the Seattle zone, but it's Geekie. He played across for Blackwell. Blackwell's pass too far, and then Giordano fans on a pass, and that will force the Kraken back in their own end.
That puck rode up the stick and caught Brady Shea up high. Let's hope that he's okay.
Icing against Seattle.
And Brady Shea will head to the Hurricanes dressing room. Right off of the face-off. He's in good defensive position. Blackwell stops and starts, and you can see it rides up and clips him underneath the visor. And let's hope that we will see Brady Shea back.
Brady Shea with assistant athletic trainer Matty Aiello there, taking him to the back room. Again, we'll see, get some word on that. Hopefully it's not going to require too much to get the Canes defenseman back.
Too many men on the ice, no question there from the Seattle Kraken.
Now for the Carolina Hurricanes, they got to play on because it's been missed. D'Angelo plays the puck into the corner. Seattle's Gord flings it across the ice. Slavin up for Niederreiter. Now a shove behind the play for Larson, but that'll allow Yanni Gord to step into the Hurricane zone. He's taken off the puck by Jacob Slavin. Slavin backhands the puck to D'Angelo, and away comes Carolina. Now it's Kotkaniemi trying to flip one to D'Angelo, who jumped in on the play, and he couldn't handle it. Seattle just sends it back to center ice, where Cole settles it down for the Canes. He calls for it right back from Natchez. Carolina had to complete a change, and they will. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in this second period. Brendan Smith looking for his second, and that shot's right on, and Grubauer saw it all the way and keeps it in his equipment.
Well, Grubauer will hold on, and down to 5 defensemen with no Brady Shea right now. You're going to have to make good puck management decisions, and Natchez does so. Pass on the tape to Smith. Routine stop for Grubauer. But if and when you get Brady Shea back, you have to make sure you make quality decisions with 5D.
Now Cole has it off the draw. That's right on, and Grubauer makes that save as well. Now, being on target is important in the NBA, especially for the Charlotte Hornets. They will host the Minnesota Timberwolves coming up on Friday evening. Starts at 6:30 with Hurricanes Live, following our Hurricanes coverage over on Bally Sports Southeast and the Bally Sports app. Jordan Martinook waved into the face-off circle, wins it away from Wenberg. Try to get it back to Aho, who overskated the puck. And Johansson will feather it in. Now Wenberg takes a peek, trying to get it to Eberle. He sealed off the play by Jarvis. Now Johansson is the Kraken exchange the puck. Johansson will leave it for Soucy. Soucy's got a lane trying to get it to Eberle, but great stick by the 19-year-old Jarvis. Intercepting that pass. Now the puck off of Martinook into the Seattle end. He gives Vince Dunn a shove. And the bouncing puck hits Alex Wenberg. And away comes Seattle. Wenberg through the center of the ice. His snapshot goes over the Frederik Andersen net, missing everything. Eberle keeps it in. He'll get it to Wenberg. Now Tanev behind the net. Gets it to Giordano, who's got a lane. His shot deflected off of Jacob Slavin. And Jarvis takes a big hit, but clears the zone.
He always takes a look, Jarvis, before he gathers a puck. He made a heck of a read that I think saved a goal earlier in his shift.
Now McCann flings one wild through the top of the Carolina Hurricanes netminders crease. Frederik Andersen. Carolina will clear. Svechnikov steps into the Seattle zone. Svechnikov sends it out front. It'll get to Pesce at the point. Pesce's shot blocked by Giordano. He'll send it into the corner where Stahl will get to it. He'll work it for Fost. Fost gets it to Slavin. Now it'll be Pesce wrapping it around. Slavin beats his man to the puck. Appleton. Carolina trying to sustain some pressure here. Fost takes it away from Appleton. Gets help from Stahl. Across to Slavin to Pesce. As Pesce is hit by Tanev. And then Seattle is able to clear. As Jared McCann gets a stick to that. Both teams will change up the lineup a touch. Jesper Fost. Jordan Stahl's shot comes in. As Teravainen jumped on for Fost. Stahl's shot right on Grubauer.
Yeah, it was a good save because Stahl wisely used Giordano as a screen.
Now D'Angelo almost took it away from Geekie. Instead it'll come to Donskoy. Donskoy feathers one out in front, but excellent stick by the Carolina Hurricanes, Tony D'Angelo, but the Hurricanes will ice this puck with 1:46 to go here in the second period.
Second good defensive play from D'Angelo's period. Speaking of good defensive plays, look at Jarvis locate. Recognizes where Eberle is. Efficient route and gets in the passing lane. The leaps and bounds that he has grown with regards to defensive play to become totally trustworthy.
Now Trocheck with an important draw to the left of Frederik Andersen, and the Canes will get the puck to Teravainen and out. 1:40 to go here in the second period. Lawrence takes a shove from Larson, but he's going to be able to come up with the puck. Avoids a hit from Donskoy. Lawrence paws it down, gets the stick to it. Smith tries to keep it in, can't. Cole will have to track down the puck in the Canes end. Cole right back through the neutral zone. Lawrence can't handle the pass in his skates, but it'll find its way to Teravainen, leaves it for Trocheck. Now Lawrence will beat his man to the puck for Yarncroke, kept in by Pesce. Now Lawrence tries to feed it back. Teravainen, Pesce. Pesce's shot. That goes wide. Now 60 seconds remaining here in the second period. Teravainen fences at it, but Lauzon is going to come up with a puck, but he loses an edge and will just throw it into the Cane zone where Pesce picks it up. Pesce heads up, takes a look. Natchez overskates the puck. He'll bat it back for Pesce. Carolina's got 38 seconds left here in the second period. Seattle making a change at almost close to too many men again for this Kraken team. Instead, they'll throw it back for Anderson. Canes throw it outward. Dunn will handle it. Cross for Soucy. Sharp off the boards for Gord. Brendan Smith has got to chase after it. Gord takes it away. Eberle with it. 15 seconds to go in the period. His pass deflected along the boards. Kept in by Dunn. Now trying to find Eberle, who tried to walk the dog out front. Couldn't get there. Now Kotkaniemi will flip this one high into the air. Batted down by Dunn across to his partner Soucy. And that's where the period will come to an end. 40 minutes in the books. We'll talk things over with Jordan Martinook on the PNC Bank Intermission Report. He'll chat with Abby Labar. We'll have our showcase game. The Philadelphia Flyers taking on the Florida Panthers tonight in South Florida. And we'll have some highlights to get to. The Hurricanes went into the period with a 1-0 lead, but a power play goal from Jared McCann has us level at 1 apiece here in Seattle.
As we welcome you into the PNC Bank Intermission Report, I'm joined by Jordan Martinook, who is skating with Sebastian Aho and Seth Jarvis here tonight. Can you start with describing the chemistry that you guys are feeling?
I'm just trying to go get pucks for those guys. Those guys are skilled players, and you want the puck on their sticks. So I'm just trying to go into the corners, get the pucks back, and get it in their hands.
I know you have some family that came down here tonight. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I got my mom and my sister. It's first game in Seattle. Haven't seen them in a while, so for them to come down, it's really cool. And yeah, whenever you can play in front of family, it's always a good night.
All right, in the third period, what's going to be the key here?
Stick with it. Just throw some more pucks to the net. Where there's a couple pucks that we could tip or be I guess in his face a little more, but we had that power play that they were snapping around, and we can build off that and just tighten up a little bit defensively, and yeah, just try and push like the way we know we can.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks.
Coming up next, we have our showcase game on the other side. Mike Maniscalco will break it all down for you here from Seattle as the Canes and Kraken keep it going.
PNC Bank, the official bank of the Carolina Hurricanes. And brought to you by UNC Rex Healthcare, official healthcare provider of the Hurricanes. And by Advance Auto Parts. Advance your auto.
There's a look into downtown Seattle. We are tied at 1 after 40 minutes of play, and it's time for our showcase game tonight that hits the Metro against the Atlantic. And the Philadelphia Flyers and Florida Panthers in the Metro jumped out to a 1-0 lead. Joel Farabee for Philadelphia, his 5th of the year, beating Sergei Bobrovsky. But on the power play in the third period, trailing 1-0, Sam Bennett on the back door beats the netminder Martin Jones, and then we go to overtime, where in the slot it's Aaron Ekblad. He's got the game winner, 2:32 into the extra session. Martin Jones, the hard luck loser, making 44 saves. Meanwhile, Sergei Bobrovsky with 32 saves. Florida improves to 14-2-3. Canes looking for their 15th win. We've got highlights coming up.
Make today a new you had it in you day. Make today a we need a bigger trophy case day. Make today a learning the basics day.
It's the site of tonight's contest, 1-1 after 40 minutes. First time the Hurricanes have ever visited the Seattle Kraken, the expansion team. And Trip, what do you take away from the second period of play?
Well, it was interesting because, you know, no bones about it. I mean, a mystifying call to Jacob Slavin gave Seattle life. They tied the game to their credit and then had a push, but the Hurricanes bounced back beautifully, and I thought really took over the period and the game. Now the big question mark is going to be, will Brady Shea, who was clipped with a puck up high, will he return, or will the Hurricanes play with 5 defensemen? So that's something to watch and keep an eye on at the beginning of the third.
Oh, with things to watch, we've got our second period highlights to show, and it's going to be Jared McCann, who is turning into a power play demon for this Kraken team.
Yeah, and I mean, you may say, you know, it's a short side goal, and Freddie should locate it. It's the quick timing screen of Schwartz that disrupts him. You know, having been a goaltender, not much one, I can guarantee you that. Still, you want to protect the short side. McCann, 2 power play goals in as many games.
All right, so as we go into this third period, is there one thing you want to see the Canes continue to do, or one thing that you want to see them maybe tighten up?
Well, I thought, Mike, if they can just replicate what they did in the second period, I like their chances. Their power play, even though they didn't score, was the best power play hands down of the trip. And oftentimes it comes down to special teams, and the Kraken have a leg up on that right now. So can they get back on the power play? Will they have 5 or 6 defensemen? But I like their period. Well, it's time for us to find out what you like with your Taco Bell take. Jimi Hendrix said fire. I know that you like that sauce on your Taco Bell. Well, he loved steaks off tacos. Will Shea return? And can the power play, if it gets another opportunity, build off of in everything but score 2-minute sequence in the second? We'll find out if the Canes will be able to chew on the Kraken coming up in the third period.
As we welcome you back to the start of the third period, we're all tied up heading into this one, and Seth Jarvis, again, just being an impact player for this team that, well, is officially his team. The 19-year-old said goodbye to the Portland Winterhawks, his WHL junior team, which is not too far from here. The Winterhawks giving him a lot of shout-outs on Twitter saying, our little boy is all grown up, with that cute little baby photo of Seth Jarvis. But guys, this was a team that he developed and grew in, and now it's on to bigger and better things for Jarvis.
Great stuff, Abby. And, you know, the neat thing about Jarvis is already, of course, you want to see him score, and I expect he will to accumulate points, but he has the ability to impact the game when he's not scoring. Big back check in the second period, and great to see number 76, Brady Shea, back, and all 6 defensemen available for the third.
He took a puck into the face, and appears easy for me to say no worse for wear, but he is back out, and the Canes will have that full complement as we started the third period. 1-1 hockey game here in Seattle. Carolina's first ever visit to Climate Pledge Arena. And it was a power play goal in the second period by Jared McCann that equaled the goal by Brendan Smith in the first, as Seattle mounting pressure, keeping the puck in the Canes zone. Alexiak trying to get it to Gord. In a little bit of pain out front is Calle Yarncroke, and the Canes now busting away with it. Slavin right in, and his shot goes off of the arm of Philip Grubauer. Svechnikov trying to locate the puck. Can't do it, but Stahl does. Plays it along the boards, try to kick it up to Jarvis, but away comes Eberle. Now Eberle lowers his shoulder. Now he's taken off track. Good play by the Canes defense to come away with the puck and flip it forward for Jordan Martinook. Now Jarvis to Aho. Aho snapshot right to the glove of Grubauer. As Aho was looking for his 9th goal of the season. A minute, 2 seconds into the third period. We're still tied at 1.
2 good chances for Carolina, both in transition the first couple minutes. Aho challenges the glove of Grubauer. Grubauer glove way in front. I love this play from Foss. That's an underrated play. Chipping that puck with the pinch coming down. And Slavin misses just high.
Now the Canes, 2 golden opportunities in the first 62 seconds here in the third period. Aho now takes the draw. It's one back for Shea. Shea wrists one. That's deflected, and Grubauer makes the save. Jarvis to Martinook. Martinook trying to wrap it around the boards. Lausanne got to stick to it. Seattle looks to clear. They do. Just out of the zone, but Seth Jarvis. It's like the puck's a magnet for him and always finds him. Now Aho keeps it in. Johansson will take that away, and Carolina out of the Seattle zone. 90 seconds gone by here in the third period. Now an opportunity for Martinook to get a stick to it, but instead Eberle comes away. Pesce knocks it down. Martinook, quick play forward, but they're going to say a hand pass for Jordan Martinook, and that'll stop play. But ACC basketball marches on as Georgia Southern will take on the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech. Friday at noon Eastern, ahead of our Canes coverage. Bally Sports South and the Bally Sports app.
That should be a good one. Yeah, that was a hand pass. Martinook inside his own blue line. Touched it with his right glove. Goes to the neutral zone. If you touch it, obviously a hand pass. In your own end, it's good to go.
The fact that it crossed the blue line. Whistled the play dead, but the Canes were able to clear the zone for right now. And Brendan Smith got entangled with Brandon Tanev. And we're going to get a penalty behind the play on Smith for tripping up Tanev. And the third time tonight, Seattle will be going to the power play.
We get a look at it.
Carolina number 7, 2 minutes.
There was a major delayed reaction in that arm going up from the official. There was an animated response from the crowd, and I immediately, you see a perplexed look from Rod Brindamore. I'm telling you, when this happened, the arm didn't go up for a long time. So I'm like, okay, there's going to be no penalty. That's as tardy of an arm going up. Hey, Leslie, you got to go about killing this penalty.
Well, again, once it's called, the only thing you can do is kill it off. The Canes win the draw, and Jordan Stahl helps take some seconds off, firing it all the way down, forcing Grubauer to play the puck. Seattle 1 for 2 with a man advantage tonight. 2 shots on goal. Canes penalty killers. Now gapping up at their blue line. Seattle draws in. Playing the puck off the boards, working it around for Wenberg. Now Eberle out in the slot. Anderson with larceny, robbing Donskoy. And now the Canes can take some more time off. And sliding into the Seattle zone. And Carolina's drawn a penalty, so power play time over for the Seattle Kraken. And if you're Carolina, just hang on to this puck for as long as you want and get yourself some power play minutes here. As the Canes starting out of the zone, still continuing to rag the puck. Smart play here by the Carolina Hurricanes. Now Brady Shea. Carolina just content to play catch. Shea and Pesce. As there's 55 seconds left to the penalty to Smith. The Kraken fans don't like it, but that's too bad. This is brilliant hockey from the Carolina Hurricanes. Now Aho looks for a lane. Tries to get it to the Seattle blue line. Finally, it's touched up. And there'll be 43 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey coming up here at Climate Pledge Arena.
Well, you don't draw the penalty if with the Space Needle nearby in Seattle. We'll look for the announcement. It was Donskoy who was denied.
Minor penalty holding.
Urian Walsh with the call. We'll take a look at the penalty. And Donskoy grabs his arm and stick, and it was Donskoy who was denied. Space Needle nearby. Freddie took a look and launched into this thing like he was a rocket ship. Unbelievable save. And then Ian Cole comes in, and he was trying to get him to take a whistle. Freddie missed it. That ends up being a beneficial thing. Wow, what a save.
So 43 seconds of 4-on-4. The Hurricanes will have a minute 17 of a power play. Pesce can't handle the pass. It was in his skates off of the draw one to the right of Philip Grubauer. Now Seattle. Brandon Tanev trying to take advantage, but great stick work by the captain, Jordan Staal, to knock the puck away from Tanev. He might have had a step. Now Tanev trying to create a turnover, but it's the Canes. Into the Seattle zone. Brady Shea tips it forward. Pesce hangs on. Trying to get the puck to Jarvis. Jarvis takes a hit from Soucy. Now Staal trying to force a turnover, but Tanev is able to get to it. 7 seconds left in 4-on-3 hockey, and then Staal with a big shoulder for Vince Dunn right at the red line. And the Carolina Hurricanes are on a power play. As out of the box is Smith. D'Angelo settles it down to Trocheck. Smith is going to head to the bench to get the Canes power play unit on the ice. Carolina sends the puck out of the Seattle zone. D'Angelo will touch it up, and Svechnikov will take Smith's place. 15:45 to go here in the third period. Carolina has 55 seconds left on this man advantage. Canes 0 for 1 on the power play. They're offside here. They did have 4 shots on that first power play attempt, Trip.
Barely offsides as Svechnikov on the weak side entered the Seattle zone prematurely. Still plenty of time left here, but the highest degree of difficulty will be to gain entry. Svechnikov is way wide here. Trocheck can win the draw, hopefully for that entry.
We'll see if there's a set play off of this, but it's Yanni Gourde. Will spindle the puck into the Seattle zone, but Trocheck keeps it in. Now the Canes power play going to work. Svechnikov has it deflected, looking for a tip from Aho, and he'll tip that out of play over the glass.
Svechnikov's been very good, and Aho just chipped this thing with too much Mickelson loft. Seen pass from Teravainen. I mean, this is everything but score. You could see the loft on the blade of Sebastian Aho. That was a well-executed play.
Aho will take the draw. Carolina trying to keep it in. There's now a careless play there by Larson, throwing it to the front of his net, but Seattle will escape that mishap and fire the puck on Freddie Anderson. 25 seconds left here in the Canes power play. Jonas Donskoy in the box for holding. D'Angelo gets it across for Teravainen. Teravainen back to D'Angelo. Now jumping in the slot, shot by Trocheck, and that goes just wide. That was a bit of a knuckleball, then that's knocked out of play. But it'll be deflected out off of Alex Wenberg, so it'll just bring a face-off.
Teravainen has looked good here on this power play. Nice little tight-quartered pass to D'Angelo, and that puck hitting the Seattle stick almost ended up being the bounce that you needed. If you can win this draw, I think Natchez is going to take it on his power side. You can have one more crack with 11 seconds left in the power play.
Look for the draw. The Canes win it. Get it across to Slavin. Slavin's shot goes over the top of Philip Grubauer. Now Carolina trying to put a shot through from the point. Can't get it through as D'Angelo hit a body, and out of the penalty box comes Jonas Donskoy. Carolina 0 for 2 with a man advantage tonight. Had 2 good-looking power plays, just nothing to show for it. Now Kotkaniemi leaves it for Natchez. Too far for Niederreiter. 14.5 to go here in the third period. As the puck back into the Canes end. Carolina out shooting Seattle 28-17. But the only stat that matters, 1-1 on the scoreboard. And Niederreiter shovels it for Natchez. Look at Natchez coming into your screen. Now turnover, Kotkaniemi to Natchez, deflects it out in front. Still loose now, Grubauer puts a paw on top, and he'll melt it down.
I liked everything about this forecheck. Natchez, in risky fashion, indirected the puck, which concerned me. But you had retrieval. That's the play I'm talking about. But a good reload from first Niederreiter and then Kotkaniemi. And that's positional defensive awareness that can immediately lead to a counter. And after the turnover from Natchez, he gets the net first. That line's been close all night from Kotkaniemi, Natchez, and Niederreiter.
And now it's Staal with Svechnikov and Fost. Takes a fortuitous Kraken bounce off the glass and out, but Carolina right back in. Jesper Fost Little stick handling work around Eberle, trying to get it to Stahl, but dusted it off once too many, and Seattle is able to clear. 13:45 to go here, third period, 1-1 hockey game. Eberle intercepts the Shea pass. Fights his way through sharp angle off the side of the Canes net. Puck comes right back to Eberle, tries to center it, nobody home. Svechnikov will play it for Carolina. Now up for Fost. He was marked by Lausanne. And Seattle will gain control. Carolina in game 5 of a 6-game road trip. We got points in 7 of 8. Now a steal by Aho. Aho works it across for Jarvis. His shot right on. Martinook with a follow-up. Grubauer with the save. Aho tries to get a stick to it, but the puck comes to the corner. And Seattle flings this out of their zone for dear life is Marcus Johansson. Now right back up. It's Aho. Sends it across to Martinook. He's in on Grubauer, and he makes the save as Grubauer takes it away from Martinook. Oh, the Canes have done everything but light the red light here in the third period. 12:56 to go here in the final frame. Aho almost sets up Jarvis for the eventual go-ahead. And then Jordan Martinook with a glorious chance, but Philip Grubauer keeps us tied at 1. Rick Anderson has been a wall for the Hurricanes this year, and he's amongst the league leaders in goals against average at 1.88, just behind Jack Campbell, Jacob Markstrom, and James Reimer, who we saw the other night, and he's been very good again. Not tested, but very good again tonight for the Canes.
That makes it harder when you're not in the flow of the game. The guys playing well at the other end, like Grubauer is, like Vasilevsky did a couple weeks ago, and to make those big stops like he did on Donskoy in this period.
Now a line of Trocheck, Teravainen, and Niederreiter is out with a forecheck in Seattle. All they can do is send this the link to the ice. Brendan Smith wins the skate race against Donskoy, and we'll bring this one back in the Kraken zone.
Vincent Trocheck has been tenacious here in this period. Even though the power play didn't score, he kept pucks in on a couple of different occasions. He hasn't scored in a stretch. He just needs to keep doing what he's doing. I put him in the same boat as Svechnikov. Both guys have been right on the doorstep tonight.
Trocheck did score, kicking off the road trip in Vegas. His 4th goal of the season there as we get a good look at Vincent Trocheck on the draw. He'll have to do it again. Trocheck goes down low to win it back. Niederreiter gets a stick to it, tries to kick it down low. Instead, it's Seattle bursting out. And Giordano loads it up and right on, and Anderson just calmly steers that to the corner. And Giordano gets back the loose puck, sends it to Gord. Gord will leave it back. As Donskoy plays it off of the shin pad of Niederreiter. Carolina will get to it, but this is going to be icing on the Hurricanes.
Mark Giordano has had just an exceptional career, and he's had to earn every bit of it, going way back when, the season that was lost due to the lockout in 2004-2005. The Hurricanes had an American League team in Lowell, Massachusetts that was split between the Hurricanes and the Flames. And he was on the Flames side. Eric Stahl played on, among others, on the Hurricane side, coached by Tom Rowe. And Tom Rowe told me at that time, because he later coached in Carolina, this is a special, special player in person, and he is.
Undrafted, by the way, and was the 2019 Norris Trophy winner. So again, that just shows you stick with it. If you don't hear your name or you hear it late, you put in the work, you get the opportunities, and Giordano has made the most of that. Of course, he was a longtime Calgary Flame, selected by Ron Francis and Ricky Olczyk, the brain trust here for the Seattle Kraken. As now Tanev is offside and lays into Brendan Smith, so that's going to be an intentional offside. 11:38 to go here in the third period.
Yeah, I don't think Tanev knew that offsides was coming, and Smith, the veteran that he is, recognized that. Initially, he was a little bit hot and bothered, but then he settled right down. Boy, the Hurricanes, really, since the start of the second period, have played Hurricanes hockey.
They have dominated the play for long stretches. Philip Grubauer being the big difference here tonight for the Kraken. Now Eberle, he'll wrist one on, blockered away by Anderson with a purpose. He'll get it across for Jarvis. Jarvis can't sidestep Lausanne. Excellent check along the boards. Now the Hurricanes will keep it in, though. Pesce, he'll wrist one right into the equipment, and Grubauer will hang on to that. Excellent rebound control for the Kraken netminder.
And Pesce wasted no time getting this puck to the net. I mentioned ready, shoot. Quite a bit in the last couple of games. Jarvis, speed up the ice, indirects it to himself, takes the hit from Lauzon, continues, puck support, and then Jarvis was one of the guys that got to the front of the net.
Natchez, Lawrence, Kotkaniemi up front for Rod Brind'Amour. Lawrence with a good stick taking away from Lauzon. It's Larson helping out. Now Kotkaniemi and Lauzon battle for it. Lauzon lost his helmet. He'll have to go to the bench and does. And Eberle will fire this puck into the Hurricane zone. 11 minutes remaining here in regulation. Say that because we've got a 1-1 hockey game at Climate Pledge Arena. Canes trying to work the forecheck. Natchez. Get a look at that as he gives a whack on Blackwell and throws it across for Pesce. That'll find Lawrence. Settles down the bouncing puck. Kicks it to his stick. Back up to Pesce. The Canes will wire this around. Smith jumps into the play around Donskoy. Good read by Brendan Smith. Nothing coming of it for the Carolina Hurricanes. Now a stretch pass for Donskoy. That's ruled onside. Offside by a mile. It was rolled into the Cane zone. And now Carolina will come up with it and just bat it out of the zone.
Yeah, just be ready for players flying the zone like Donskoy did. You want to go to school on that.
Now Colin Blackwell can't handle it, but Andrei Svechnikov can for the Hurricanes. Svechnikov trying to step around Vince Dunn. He's got a shoulder for Dunn. Now Dunn and Svechnikov are getting into it. Svechnikov dropped the gloves against Vince Dunn. Svechnikov with 3-4 rights. And the linesmen get in, and when the linesmen get in, Dunn starts to throw punches. And these two players halfway through the third period have gotten their benches fired up. Not exactly what you want to see from Andrei Svechnikov, though.
Oh, no, I don't mind it at all. I just hope that they call coincidentals here. I can assure you that with his training in Russia, that Andrei Svechnikov has been waiting for this moment. He's played a good hockey game. Off they go. He's worked on his boxing. I can assure you of that. You don't want to see him get hurt, but you don't mind any bit of this. Both ways. Both ways, you don't mind it. Let's see if they call 5 minutes or if they call roughs. You know, because you don't want to lose Svechnikov for the next 5 minutes of regulation. Let's see what they call, but I like it. I like it a lot. I think he has been very noticeable, Andre, in this game. He could have a couple of goals. And you don't want to see him ever fight with regularity, but after that scary moment in the eventual Game 7 triumph over the Washington Capitals, that moment with Alex Ovechkin in Game 3, he's a player that works on all things, and I can assure you that boxing has been one of them for situations like this.
I'm going to think, because the gloves are off, and we saw at least 8 good rights from Andrei Svechnikov, and then Vince Dunn got in a couple of throws when the linesman got in. This will be 5 for fighting. We'll wait for the official announcement. I'm just wondering if there's going to be anything else like an instigator penalty here against Svechnikov. And seeing this draw is coming all the way back to the Cane zone. And there's 5 players on the ice for Seattle and just 4 for Carolina. Unfortunately, I think my suspicion might be coming true.
If they called an instigator, that would be 2 and a 10. He'd be gone for a long time. I still think they may be calling roughs. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. You just don't want to see him get hurt. They are.
It is 5-on-4. So for the 4th time tonight, the Seattle Kraken will be going to the man advantage. Their only goal came on this from Jared McCann, and now it's Jordan Eberle working with the puck. Gets it to Giordano right on top, and Anderson with a save. Second chance from Wenberg, and he'll fork that wide. Eberle will throw that along the boards. Johansson tipped back. Giordano back to Johansson.
Yeah.
Now it's a cross for Wenberg, and that puck is swallowed in front of the net. Excellent work by the Carolina Hurricanes' Brett Pesce.
Listening to the announcement in the arena, I believe they gave Svechnikov an extra 2 for roughing. No instigator, just 2 for roughing. And then they both get 5 for fighting. And a nice job going down in front of the net to set the tone in the first 32 seconds of this kill.
So, 5 for fighting for Vince Dunn and Andrei Svechnikov in a power play that has 1:28 left on it for Seattle for An extra 2 for roughing for the Canes, Andrei Svechnikov. That'll bring up a face-off to the right of Frederik Andersen. And it's controlled by Seattle. Geekie, his shot wide of the Hurricanes net. Now a turnover to Teuvo Teravainen. It's Teravainen, right place, right time. And he flips this in on Grubauer. Aho watching Giordano. Giordano goes down easy, and the puck comes out to the neutral zone where Geekie works it across for Jaden Schwartz. And digging in deep for it was Teravainen. But the puck finds Morgan Geekie as Seattle in the Canes attack zone. Geekie gets it back, throws it up top for Giordano, walks the blue line. Giordano looks for a lane. His shot fired wide of Anderson's net. Trying to pick the top corner. And now it's Yanni Gourde trying to get to the puck. Geekie does. Canes will lose it. Excellent play by Jacob Slavin. And they'll fire the puck all the way down on Grubauer. 30 seconds remaining in the roughing penalty to Andrei Svechnikov. Under 8.5 to go here in the third period. 1-1 hockey game in Seattle. Now Eberle has time, pulls up to the Canes blue line, trying to find Wenberg. Puck will roll into the corner. Back up top for Eberle. Worked across. Shot on Anderson. Calmly blocks that from Donskoy. Now 3 Canes converge on the puck. Natchez will get to it. Trying to get it across for Brett Pesce. Pesce goes skate to stick. Bouncing puck at the Kraken blue line. Settled down by Johansson. But right out of the box is Nino Niederreiter, who was serving the 2 minutes for roughing for Andrei Svechnikov, who's still in the box with 5 for fighting. 7:50 to go here in the third period. Glad I got you caught up on all of that news. Still 1-1. Now Seattle trying to get the puck through the neutral zone, but Kotkaniemi will pick it up for the Canes. Into the Kraken zone, back for Ian Cole. He'll send that down low. Seth Jarvis will get to it. Jarvis pokes it behind the net. He'll battle for it with Larson. One back, Kotkaniemi. They'll send it down low, trying to find Niederreiter out in front. Kotkaniemi will get to it. Jarvis takes a peek, but Brandon Tanev gets to the puck. Brendan Smith keeps it in, but the Canes need to make a change. Niederreiter comes off the bench. Martinook on for him, and Brandon Tanev gets hit by Martinook and Ian Cole. And finally, Martinook will shove the puck outside of the Canes' end.
Yeah, the physical temperature here in the second half of the third period is the highest it's been all night.
Now Martinook loses his stick and the puck. Donskoy will pick it up. Martinook, with a smart play, will pick up a stick from the bench. And the Kraken, Jamie Alexiak back to his own end. Now Donskoy has a lane through the middle of the ice. Into the Cane zone. Donskoy took the pass from Gourde, but nothing comes of that as Slavin interrupts. Now Jesper Fast, head up across the ice for Jordan Staal. Staal, watched there by Carson Soucy. Trying to get the puck to Martinook. The loose puck will hit Jordan Eberle, the alternate captain for the Kraken. He'll try to play it around Tony DeAngelo. Good work by Jacob Slavin to help his defensive partner out. Staal clears the zone. 6:15 to go here in the third period. 1-1 hockey game.
You can't hold up, and he knew that Slavin, DeAngelo, just held up enough legally, and Slavin, boy, the explosive nature to get to that puck defensively.
Now Seattle, Jordan Eberle with room to work. He'll take a shove from Canes rookie Seth Jarvis, but he'll get the puck in deep. Wenberg trying to center it back to Eberle, but that's intercepted by the Canes rookie. He plays it along the boards for Aho, just too far for Sebastian Aho. And Soucy, his pass deflects its way to Tanev. Walks the line to stay onside, but Brady Shea deflects his pass to the middle of the ice where Seth Jarvis, the Portland Winterhawk, who played his junior hockey a little bit south of here down in Portland, Oregon, sends it in the zone. Now Brady Shea tries to keep it in. Just out. He'll wire it where Grubauer has to play it, and 5:15 left here in the third period. Now Smith jumps up from his defensive position. Seattle can't gain the Cane zone. Svechnikov still in the box for fighting, along with Vince Dunn for Seattle. Now the Hurricanes will roll the puck in. Grubauer will stick handle. Natchez tries to come up with a turnover. Ian Cole with a good play on Tanev to stand him up at center ice.
Yeah, the last couple minutes, Mike, Carolina's defense in the neutral zone at their defensive blue line, the gap's been very tight. Good to see.
Nino Niederreiter with a couple of shoves there for Jamie Alexiak. Andrei Svechnikov as Tripp says, those fighting lessons have paid off, and it's been a dogfight here in Seattle. Tony DeAngelo amongst the league leaders in points by defensemen. His 13th assist tonight has given him 17 points on the season. An absolutely filthy assist on the Brendan Smith goal.
Well, I said at the time, because I remember my first year, the privilege of being able to call 77 for the Hurricanes, the great Paul Coffey. I mean, this was a Coffey-type pass, and it created the drift from the winger that gave time and space to Brendan Smith with a Jordan Staal net front for Carolina's goal. But especially in the Pesce injury, Tony DeAngelo has really elevated his game defensively, which makes those magical offensive numbers that much more invaluable.
As you mentioned, Brett Pesce is in just his 4th game back after missing time with an upper body injury, and Tony DeAngelo has elevated his defensive game, and clearly the offense has been there all season for the Canes. Now, Kotkaniemi flies into the Seattle zone with a good forecheck. Jesper Fast trying to tie up Yanni Gourde. We get a look at Kotkaniemi, the back of his jersey, as he's pinned against the boards right now. This game has turned into a puncher's fest. Now a wrap chance for Jesper Fast out in front. Grubauer with a save, poke through the blue ice. Still loose, Smith will settle it down. He gets pushed by Alexiak. He gets another shove by the big defenseman for the Seattle Kraken. Now Fast gets a stick in there. Puck's under there somewhere, comes out to Jordan Staal. Staal gets it back to Smith. Smith's shot, that goes off of Giordano and bounces forward for Schwartz, who will just poke this to the Canes blue line.
Yeah, just 11 forwards with Svechnikov in the box, so Kotkaniemi plays in Svechnikov's spot with Fast and Jordan Staal.
Arnachis cutting off Appleton to the puck, but it'll spurt free for Brandon Tanev. Oh, it seems to be going 100 miles an hour into the Cane zone. Tanev backhand chance. That is foiled by Tony DeAngelo. Excellent defensive play by number 77 wearing the white jersey. 3.5 to go here in Seattle. It's a grunge match for those of you who grew up in the 90s. You know what I'm talking about. Now an opportunity for Appleton into the Cane zone. That's swatted away by Slavin. Kept in by Johansson. Seattle. Johansson circling. His shot, he'll score! Marcus Johansson with a seeing eye goal. Beats Frederik Andersen over the glove hand. And the Kraken go up 2-1 late here in Seattle.
Johansson, who had a heck of a conference final as a Boston Bruin against Carolina a couple of years ago. Even though you have the Seattle player in the crease, I don't see any noticeable goaltender interference. It was Appleton. Johansson comes down, patiently uses the back of the net, sees there's a net front, and then beats Freddie Andersen on the short side. Heck of a job using the back of the net.
That's the 22nd shot on goal for Seattle. They now have a 2-0 lead, and they've scored the last 2 goals, and the Canes have 3 minutes to get the equalizer. Trocheck storming into the Seattle zone. Gets the puck to Teravainen. Niederreiter gets a stick to it. He's off of his skates. Eberle tries to clear, kept in neatly by Shea. Now Niederreiter finishes off Larson. Shea gaps up on Eberle one more time. Teravainen gets to the loose puck. His pass, though, deflected away by Johansson. Eberle gets to it, but can only punch it in front of the Canes netminder, Frederik Andersen. And Carolina controls. Teuvo Teravainen sends it in deep. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in Seattle. Slavin with a shove on Blackwell. But the puck will make its way all the way back into the Hurricanes' end. Coming up on desperation time for the Canes. As Kotkaniemi's drive. It'll be Thornton sent forward as Yanni Gourde corrals it, and his opportunity is forked wide and over the glass. Stopping play with 2 minutes and 2 seconds here in the third. Carolina trailing 2-1. On Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, starts at 3 o'clock with Hurricanes Live and Albie LeBar, and then 3:30 face-off. Jordan Staal against Claude Giroux, and the road so far 3 wins and an overtime loss. That one coming in San Jose on Monday. Carolina trying to avoid their first regulation loss on this 6-game road trip, trailing the Kraken 2-1 with 2:02 to go here in the third period. Trip.
Well, Rod Brindamore had the dry erase board out the entire commercial timeout. It's obviously all about advancing this puck into the Seattle zone with a defensive zone drawn, getting Anderson to the bench as soon as possible.
Now, Jordan Staal will take the draw as anytime there's an important face-off. The Canes captain, who on the season is winning 58.2% of his draws.
Yeah, so you know if Anderson can get to the bench, the guy that will come on who is not on the ice right now is Sebastian Aho.
So Staal will line up to take the draw again. And it's won by the Canes. Back for Jacob Slavin. Stretch pass, knocked down with a high stick by Natchez into the Seattle zone. And just letting Carolina touch up the puck, and finally the whistle's blown after Staal touches it. It took about 2 seconds after he touched it to blow the whistle. Minute 49 left to go here in the third.
Wise decision by Staal, knowing Seattle would not have wisely touched it. They're going to put this draw in the neutral zone. I could not tell, and the referees have a much better vantage point than I do, if that stick was over the shoulder. So you've advanced some here. Now can you advance into the Seattle zone?
That's one back, and one to the Seattle captain, Mark Giordano, who wrists it back into the Canes end. Donskoy will force Carolina to rotate the puck around. A minute 35 to go here. Carolina 8-1-1 on the road this year. Trying to keep this one alive as Staal tries to send it to Svechnikov. His pass intercepted as Anderson has made his way to the bench. Empty net for the Carolina Hurricanes, but now a hand pass is being ruled at center ice as Svechnikov came up with a puck. 80 seconds remain. We'll see if Frederik Andersen goes back into the Canes pipes.
I think you put him back in. Still 80 seconds left. Slavin gloved that puck. Carolina touches it next, so it was clearly a hand pass. Freddie will probably line up somewhere in the hash mark area. Still plenty of time, right, to put Freddie back on the ice.
Face-off at center ice. And it's going to be Vincent Trocheck against Alex Wenberg. One back again by Seattle. D'Angelo couldn't get to it, and that'll allow Appleton to roll it into the Canes end, but Carolina now with possession. But only a minute and 5 seconds remain here in the third period. Seattle, late goal, has a 2-1 lead. Anderson makes his way to the Canes bench. Extra attacker out for the Hurricanes. Larson, he'll play the puck. Svechnikov bothers that opportunity to slow it down. Out to Aho. Aho works it to D'Angelo. Back to Aho. D'Angelo with the puck to Jarvis. 40 seconds left here in the third period. Aho settles it down for Slavin. Slavin's shot. That goes into the equipment of Larson, but Aho keeps it in. His pass banks off and hits Brandon Tanev. Tanev runs out of gas. Aho gets to it, but we're under 30 seconds here in the third period. Aho takes a bump, gets the puck into the Kraken zone, but Tanev gets it right back out to Appleton. Appleton taken off the puck by D'Angelo. 15 seconds left here in the third period. Aho takes the cross-ice pass. Under 10 seconds here in Seattle. Svechnikov trying to get a stick to it. 5 seconds left. Svechnikov centers it. Jarvis has it. 2 seconds. He flings it. Grubauer with the save. And the clock hits 0. And the Kraken will wait for the official word that it is over. And it is at Climate Pledge Arena. The Kraken will beat the Carolina Hurricanes 2-1.
The Hurricanes bench the players, and Rod stayed on for a split second just to see if there still was time left. When you look at this game, the Hurricanes had every chance you desire to win, and they were not able to solve Grubauer. Grubauer was the difference in the game. A couple short-siders beat Freddie Anderson. They're late in the game. I have not seen Sebastian Aho with the empty net beat the puck up like he did. You move on to Philadelphia. A tough result, but you try to finish the road trip strong.
Well, for the Carolina Hurricanes, it's their first loss, as mentioned, on this 6-game road trip. Coming up, we'll have Hurricanes Live, the post-game show. We'll hear from Rod Brindamore. We'll hear from some players. There'll be game highlights, stats, analysis, and a breakdown. And we will look ahead to our next telecast, which will be coming up on Friday. There were fights, there were big hits, and there was a big goal from Marcus Johansson late. And Seattle beats Carolina 2-1 here tonight.